What's going on, guys? It's PAPAGAMES Network, and today I'm going to be showing you how to set up OBS Studio. And first thing you need to do is go to obsproject.com and download the installer from there. And I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a basic setup with a cam, your game audio, your mic audio, and a simple overlay for your cam, and maybe like a custom transparent logo for your channel. We're primarily going to focus on YouTube, but the settings are really similar for Twitch. But if you need some help on the Twitch one, just let me know. But anyways, let's get this kicked off. So just download that, and then we're going to start it up here and hit next and agree. Default location, you'll want to make sure you got browser source plugged in or checked there, and the RealSense if you want to use that, if your camera supports it. My camera doesn't, so I have the Logitech C920, and usually I would have it on. Right now I don't have it on because NVIDIA Shadowplay that I'm using to record screen with now would conflict with OBS. Because when we turn the cam on there, we'd have the cam trying to interact with two different programs there. So okay, so once you get it done, just go ahead and set it up to launch. Okay, now when you get here, you're going to see the black screen and the OBS software, and it asks if you'd like to run the auto configuration wizard, and just go ahead and click yes and leave it on optimize for streaming. If you're planning on streaming, that's what this tutorial is for, streaming on YouTube. So click next. Your base canvas resolution 1080p if you're on a 16:9 1080p monitor, and frames per second set to 60. As long as you've got a decent enough computer and GPU to do stream 60 frames per second. You'll find out if you don't. Then click next. Okay, so for streaming services, we're going to set this down to YouTube, and where it says stream key link, you're going to click that, and it'll bring you to your YouTube channel. You already need to have your YouTube channel set up, and get the stream key from there. And I believe that you can't stream until you have 10,000 views on your channel, or well, no, you can't monetize till then. I think you can stream right away, so find out about that. But you need to get the stream key off of YouTube. So once you get that stream key, you're just going to want to paste it in here, and I'm blocking mine out because you gotta make sure that nobody ever gets your stream key, or they could stream from their computer and make it stream to your YouTube channel. So in this case, we're using a Ryzen 1700X and a GTX 1080. So because it's an NVIDIA card and a higher end GPU, we're going to prefer hardware encoding. That'll take load off the CPU and put it on the GPU. And the estimate bit rate with the bandwidth test may take a few minutes. You can do that just to kind of get an idea of what bitrate you are able to stream at to YouTube. So go ahead and click next, and we're going to go ahead and run that. So now it's testing the bandwidth for the primary YouTube ingest server, and as soon as it gets done doing that, it's going to automatically put a bitrate number into the settings for us, but we'll probably change it, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so it says 4,148. It has picked up that we do have the NVIDIA, so it's going to use the NVENC, which is just short for NVIDIA encoder. And recording quality is set to high quality medium file size. And our base canvas resolution, which is the resolution you'd be playing at on your screen, is 1080p. And the output is set to 720p. Now, you don't want to be streaming at 720p if your computer can handle more. And it's set to 60 frames per second, and you want to stream at 60 frames per second when you can, because it'll look smoother for the viewer. So click apply settings, but we're going to change some things. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is go into settings, And under video, go ahead and change your output scaled resolution to 1080, so that way there's no difference, there's no scaling. And where it says 60 frames per second, it's already set to 60. Just go ahead and click apply. Now the next thing we're going to do is set up some hotkeys to start streaming and stop streaming. Now if you have NVIDIA Shadowplay, you want to make sure that these don't conflict with your hotkeys on there. So I do Control Alt Numpad 1 to start streaming, and then I do Control Alt Numpad 2 to stop streaming. And then you can click apply. Now you can set up push to talk and all that stuff in here, hotkeys, if you want to also. So we're going to click apply on that, and we'll go to let's see. Okay, audio. You want to set up your desktop audio device is, oh no, sorry, yeah, your desktop audio device. So in my case, I don't use speakers on my computer. I use a headset only, which is my Turtle Beach. So I'm going to set my speakers, which is the desktop audio device. I'm setting that to my headset, so that way when I'm streaming, it's going to capture anything that comes through my headset, including chat from my teammates and things like that. So that way everybody else can hear all my teammates chatting too. Now on the microphone, I use a blue snowball, so I'm going to select that, and that's it. Now on the output, okay, yes, on the output, the video bitrate, okay, 4,148 is pretty high. 4,000's really pushing it. 3,500 is still kind of pushing it. 3,000 seems to be the sweet spot. Okay, so put it on 3,000. That's going to have you streaming at 3 MB per second, which is what I do all my streams in. You guys have watched those. They look great. The reason you don't want to set it too high is if somebody doesn't have a very good connection, they're going to have a hard time keeping up with your higher bit rate. And then set your audio bit rate down to 96. 96 may sound low, but it's really not. Again, for you guys that have listened to my live streams, you know the audio and the video quality looks really good. Now, if you're going to do recording, I recommend setting this to indistinguishable quality large file size and the recording format to MP4. And leave your encoder on NVENC if you have an NVIDIA card. Click apply. The stream shows as YouTube Gaming, because it does stream simultaneously to both of them. So if somebody's just on YouTube on their desktop, they can see it, or the YouTube app on their phone, they can see it. And it also streams to YouTube Gaming if they have the YouTube Gaming app on their phone. So that pretty much covers everything in here. Stay out of advanced. Let me just double check through everything. Stream set to output 3000, audio bitrate 96, then just click OK. Alright, so now you're back here and you just see the black screen. So this is your scene, okay? The scene is everything up here, and your audio and your stream settings that we just did, and all that stuff is considered this scene. So if you want to have a whole separate set of settings for, say, like Twitch, then you could rename it and have a separate scene. So in this case, I'm going to make this YouTube stream. Just renamed it. Okay, now over here where it says sources, this is where we're going to start adding all of our capture stuff. So you click plus and it brings up all these. You'll definitely want to have game capture because you want to capture your game. You can rename it or just leave it as it is. I recommend leaving it as game capture. Click OK. And this is default mode set to capture any full screen application. Now when you start playing a game such as like PUBG, PUBG will show up in this window also, or this list here, so that you can say that you specifically want to capture PUBG, okay? But next time you come in, it's still going to be set for PUBG, so remember that. It's best just to leave it on capture any full screen application. So if you want it to capture your cursor so that you can point to stuff like I'm doing here. If you're doing a tutorial or something, then you'll want to do that, and click OK. So now you've got your game capture set up. We don't have a game running, that's why you still see a black screen here. So what I'm going to do now is show you guys let me go ahead and do the desktop. Okay, I'm going to do display capture, and I'm going to leave that as default also for the name. Now it's going to look a little funny like an infinity screen to you guys because I'm capturing and using the software at the same time. So when you open it up, it's just right there. I'm going to pull this off to the side, and you want it by 1920 by 1080. Just leave everything at default and click OK. So now we are capturing the desktop, okay? But we're still not capturing any audio. Well, we're not actually capturing right now. But if you were to hit start streaming, it would start streaming to YouTube, and you're just going to be capturing your desktop, but you're not going to be capturing audio. Okay, so what you want to do is go here to add and do a audio input capture, and hit we're going to rename this as the Blue Snowball mic because that's what I use, and click OK. And then where it says device, I'm going to pick the Blue Snowball and click OK. So now you can see it's picking up down here and it says Blue Snowball mic. Okay, so next thing we'll want to do is click add again and then go to audio output capture. So if you're recording a game, that's great. It's going to capture the audio from the game, but you also want it to capture the audio from what you're hearing in your headset. So if you're using like Discord, it's going to record what you hear in Discord also, which is the audio from your teammates in the chat. So you'll want to name this as you can name this as like all audio, so you remind it that this is going to capture all audio. So hit OK, and then the device you're going to set to your speakers, which in my case, like I said, I don't have speakers, I just use the headset. So I want it to capture everything that comes out of my headset, and then click OK. Alright, so now we're set to capture audio from my microphone, we're set to capture audio from the game, and we're set to capture audio that comes out of my headset, which would be teammates chatting. So the next thing you'll probably want to do is add in your webcam. So click on plus again and do a video capture device. And I have the Logitech C920, so I'll just name this, but I'm going to just name this cam and click OK. Now you can see the device we have set as the Logitech HD Pro Webcam C920. I know it probably looks funny because I'm looking up at my screen. I have my 16:9 over there and my 21:9 in front of me. So the resolution, go ahead and set it to custom and set the resolution to 1920 by 1080 and leave it on match the output, which is it's going to match whatever kind of output you're doing on your stream, which in our case is going to be 60 frames per second. It'll automatically match that. You don't want your webcam to be at a different frames per second than your stream because it can mess things up. So then just click OK. Now of course the webcam's gigantic, so we're gonna downsize this. So you do that just by grabbing the corner and dragging it down, and then you can place it anywhere that you want to on your capture, okay? And it kind of snaps when you bring it to edges, alright? So you can take it wherever you want. In this case, we'll just leave it in the corner and probably make it a little smaller too. So now you've got this, when it shows this red box around here, this is the display capture. You can see it's highlighted down there. And when I click this, that's my cam, and it'll be highlighted down there also. Now if you wanted to turn off your cam for just one stream, just click the little eyeball next to anything that you want turned off. So you could do like that, and this red box or the red box around there is not going to show up on your screen, so don't worry about it being there. It's just letting you know that something is there when you click on it. So that's where the cam usually is when you turn it back on. Now you're probably going to want like some kind of overlay for your cam. You guys can go find these on Google, webcam overlay for stream. So just hit the plus button. Now you're going to want to do a image, because the webcam overlay is going to be image. So click image, and I'm going to label this as my webcam, or I'll just label it as cam overlay, and click OK. Then you need to point to where that is. So in my case, desktop overlays, and this is my webcam overlay, and then just click OK. So now there's the webcam overlay. So now I can bring it over there, resize it to whatever I need to, and boom, we got a cam overlay now. Pretty sweet, right? So it looks better than just the empty square sitting out there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, say you want like a custom logo above your webcam. So I'm going to put the PAPAGAMES or PAPAGAMES Network or something above my cam. This is the way I've been running mine lately. Of course, you can change it to whatever you want to. So you'll probably want to have something that's transparent, so that the game can still be seen behind it. So I'm going to pick, this will be PAPAGAMES or I'll name it PAPAGAMES logo, and then click OK. So now I'm going to browse to where that's at. Okay, and this is my PAPAGAMES logo, and I'm going to hit open and click OK. And now I have a transparent, you see how you can see through it, text to put in front of on top of my cam or something like that, and just resize it to however you need it. Okay, so now I've got the PAPAGAMES logo up above my cam, and like I said, it's transparent, so you'll still be able to see the game behind it. Let's move that, see how you can still see behind it there. So that'll be cool when you're playing the game. Alright, so basically that's it, guys. You're capturing your game, you're capturing the audio that comes through your headset from your teammates, you're capturing your webcam at the same frames per second that you're going to be streaming at, and you've got a custom logo for your channel up top. Okay, so if you were wanting to do Twitch, just go into your settings, stream, change this over to Twitch, and change the server to whatever you need it to be at, and then put your Twitch stream key in there. Okay, but we're on YouTube, and this is what we're using for this tutorial. So that's it, guys. Appreciate you watching. Make sure you leave a like, and if you guys need help getting anything else set up in here, you can do all kinds of things, but I think I'll make some separate tutorials for like how to add your subscriber counter or who recently subscribed and other things like that to your stream. So but this is just a very basic, clean setup to get you going, and get you a nice little overlay with a transparent logo, a webcam with a nice little frame around it. Just basic, guys. Okay, so if you like this, please leave a like, share it with anybody who needs some help getting OBS set up. It's not really as complicated as it seems. And say I wanted to start streaming to YouTube right now, I just hit my Control-Alt numpad 1 that I set the hotkey to, and when I'm done, Control-Alt numpad 2 will stop the stream. Now, one last thing. Right now, I do have game capture and display capture on at the same time, so you won't want to do that. So when you're just capturing a game, just turn this off, and instead of seeing this black screen, you'll see the game up here. Okay, but if you're wanting to capture your desktop, then turn that on. So turn this off if you're just doing a game. If you're having trouble doing the game, then use display capture so that you can capture your whole screen, which will be the game. But in cases where games work the right way, game capture will detect them. And you can also go into the properties of game capture and set this, like I said, when you're playing a game like PUBG, it will show up in this list, and you could tell it to specifically capture that game, then just click OK. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.